We're here today in cloudy skies, possible rain. We're here at the Game of Thrones first location to film. We're about to start the tour, guided tour. We got off the ship in Dublin and we went to in front of a hotel to the site where we got the shuttle, and then it was a fairly long drive, but not bad. And then we were able to park up top and pay, and there's facilities there, and then there's parking lot, and there's where the buses go, and then it's quite a walk downhill, as you can see, with beautiful landscaping, however, so it's a very nice walk, but it's a long walk down to the sites that we needed to see. Our tour guide was excellent. His name was Eric, and he was one of the many extras, and he played various parts during the series. We're walking down this trail now. We know our daughters are jealous of us because they follow Game of Thrones a lot, so they were jealous that we're here. And there's Ely. Say hi.
Hello.
Then Game of Thrones being filmed in this area we're going to head to now. If you guys have ever seen the movie Dracula Untold, it's on Netflix now if you want to go and check it out. That was shot in this part of the forest. The TV show The Fall, featuring 50 Shades of Grey's Jaime Dornan, was done in this forest. Krypton Season 2, this is Planet Cthulhu in the DC universe. And also the new TV series called The Dublin Murders, which is coming out in November on the BBC and hopefully in other platforms very soon. Tree line across here, this is where they cornered off for security, but this is where they cornered off to begin filming the very first opening sequence of Game of Thrones. 3 Night's Watch guys leave Castle Black, and they come up over the hill just in the horizon here, and Will breaks away from the group and he begins to walk parallel through this part of the forest. The camera is where you guys are standing right now, and it's tracking parallel to Will riding through the forest just directly over here. Okay, as he's riding through the forest, he sees a campfire.
Here we are at the Wildling Pit from episode 1 of season 1 at the beginning.
In the show, the pit was a full circle, so the prop department built the connecting part just right here and covered that in a mound of snow. So this is the bank that he crawls up to look into said Wildling Pit, which you guys can see from this screenshot right here. Okay, you can see Will climbing up over the bank, looking into the Wildling Pit and seeing all the dead, decapitated Wildling bodies. He then freaks out and he runs away, and as he's running away, he sees a dead Wildling girl attached to a tree, and she was a 19-year-old actress playing the part of a small child. So about all this stuff, and you will learn all about that in probably 2021.
Here's where they filmed the Wildling Pit in season 1, episode 1, and they used computer graphics to make it a full circle. Some people in our tour group decided to play dead wildlings and lay in the wet mud. I didn't want to do it. This whole part of our excursion was at Tollymore Forest Park, called the Haunted Forest.
So just behind you guys here, there is a Game of Thrones plaque, just to symbolize one of the pivotal scenes of Game of Thrones, being where the Starks find the stag and where they find the Direwolf pups directly.
This is the site where the Direwolves were found with their dead mother and that stag that he talked about.
But in the show it was a prop, and the actual Direwolf pups themselves are a breed of dog called a Northern Inuit. It's the closest thing you can get to a wolf without a license. It was bred just to look like a wolf, and it was used in the first season of the show. The first season they used Northern Inuits. The second season, third season and fourth season they began to use real wolves. In Calgary, Canada, there's a wolf sanctuary where they use real wolves to play the part of direwolves in the show. After season 4 they used those real wolves' bodies and then CGI expanded them. Okay, Nymeria is 6'6" on all fours in season 7 episode 1, which is like this height. Obviously no dog or wolf exists in the world, so it's incredibly expensive to create an animal that size.
We're headed down to a river now that is not part of the Game of Thrones. We are now done with this part of the excursion. We're going to other sites. Going up was much harder than going down as we got sweaty and short of breath.
This is a hard walk.
This is the lobster pot where we're going to eat lunch. has costumes, lots of beers.
The Abbey horn.
What do you think about the beer?
It's good. It's overly Belgian lager.
Original Irish cider in the horn.
We're taking pictures with some of these costumes. Elise seems to be a bit long for her. And here I am. Right after eating lunch, we went basically across the street to meet the Direwolves. The two are Summer and Greywind in the series, and they are owned by the Mulhall family, and several of them are there. You can also buy some souvenirs there as well. And here they are. They're very pretty dogs. They're kind of tired, and you can pet them and take pictures with them. They're owned by the Mulhall family, and the Mulhall family people are there with the Direwolf dogs, and they also played in the series some acting parts as well as helped with the casting and camera work. So they were very involved in the series.
And my favorite part of the tour was to meeting the Direwolves. They are so cute and very sweet. I love it.
Then it was on to our next site, which is the Winterfell Castle site. They did a lot of computer graphics to change things, so it doesn't look exactly like it does in the series. The site of the filming is called Castle Ward and was owned by the Ward family, but they moved away. It is now part of the National Trust of Northern Ireland. This structure in front of us is the Winterfell brothel where Terry Lannister first appeared in the series.
Scene of King Robert's arrival. This is what they filmed on the day, and as I said to you guys, I'm going to just keep ruining television for you because obviously you've seen it on the bus on the way over. It didn't look like this, and that is how they shot the very first season of the show, using a lot of computer graphics, a lot of CGI, creating.
While on our way from the Winterfell Castle site to the next site, which was filmed at Audley's Castle, we came across this tree. And this is the site where Rob and Talisa said their vows. The next part of our excursion was a walk to Audley's Castle. This is where they filmed Rob's camp at the end of season 1. And also this was used to film where Jaime Lannister was captured. Again, thanks to the art of computer graphics, many different scenes can be shot from the same place, and they can alter things to make them look very different.
Okay, the only thing they kept was that tower. In the background, the tower fits the architecture of Game of Thrones. There's no need to remove it. Everything else was taken out. Okay, as you guys turn back around to Audley's Castle, as I mentioned, was an outpost of Rob's camp where they captured Jaime Lannister, but it's also Walder Frey's twins. So it doubles as two things in the show. They took every brick of Audley's castle, which you're standing beside right now, and they stretched every brick 3 times its own size. They then duplicated it and put the first tower into Strangford. So see where the edge of the forestry is, see that field? That's where the first twin is. The bridge of the twins reaches across Strangford Lough, and the second twin is at the bottom of this hill. Okay, you can see Theon with his arrow. They let real ravens out the window of Audley's castle. They then killed them using computer graphics. And then you guys will see this is the placement of Walder Frey's twins into Strangford Lough. You can see the 2 buildings here across there, and you can see the area of forestry in Strangford, because you can see that big tall tree in the background. What it is. So this is the hanging tree. I'm just going to walk through the crowd, sorry. This is where Jaime and Brienne find the 3 Stark hanging women, and then obviously the 3 Stark guards come from around the corner, and then they get into a fight with.
The last stop on our day-long excursion was here to Inch Abbey, which is where Rob was declared King of the North. This structure was built in 1180. The 3 arches you see back there is where he was declared king. Here we also got to play some parts. We got to don some coats and were given swords, and we were able to play around here and take lots of pictures of us with the swords and all the props. This excursion was excellent. It lasted about 11 hours, but is very strenuous as you do a lot of walking. We logged about 10 miles for the whole day, but that included getting from the ship to the site where we picked up the shuttle. Incidentally, that building in the background is St. Patrick's Cathedral, where St. Patrick is allegedly buried, and that's the reason we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Click like if you like it, and subscribe to our channel for further videos. This was an excellent excursion, and we highly recommend it.